you really can like move up your hearing game a lot with a much lower price point. So I personally understand your frustration with your hearing, right? Sometimes you're starting to miss parts of conversations, you're wanting to avoid going to the restaurant just because you don't want that embarrassing asking over and over again to hear things that everybody else has heard. I understand that because I have some hearing loss and I wear hearing aids. So I really can specifically talk to you about this product, how it works, and how it kind of compares to a full-blown $7,000 pair of hearing aids and these over-the-counter hearing aids, which are obviously significantly less. Doesn't necessarily mean you're losing that much functionality, but this could be a really good bridge. So what we're going to do in this video is real quick, I'm going to charge them up, throw them in my ear, set up that app, and I'm going to wear them for about a week, and then I'm going to come back and let you know what my experience was. So I've been testing them out for a while, and I will tell you, fit-wise, they come with different domes so you can adjust them so it's comfortable for you. I'm a little used to this behind-the-ear layout as opposed to the earbuds. I mean, I wear earbuds all the time, but I just put them in and instantly they felt at home, right? We all wear earbuds all the time, so it worked really well that way. For me, they were surprisingly intuitive and a little more powerful than I'm used to, so it would take some setting and tweaking for me to get adjusted to it. But I was like, all of a sudden I was like, I got super hearing. And then when I put on the noise reduction, so it really helped to take the edge off that super hearing, providing really pretty impressive quality. So overall, my experience was great. I loved the modes, I loved the app, I loved the test. But what do you say we talk about like 3 common questions that I've seen people have? So one of them, probably the most common, is how long do the batteries really last? On a full charge, you can get a couple of hours. Honestly, I never even ran them out and I wore them for like half a day at a time. I'd say it is reasonable to expect to get 6 to 8 hours. The charging case obviously provides boost if you need. These, my very expensive fancy ones, if you're in full AI mode, they really still only last 6 to 8 hours. I found it very comparable to the ones that I wear on a daily basis. Another common question was, how does the Bluetooth work? Can you stream music? Can you answer calls? Those kind of things. With this Diamond X1, the Bluetooth connection is primarily designed for pairing with the app. That pairing allows you to set up the customization, adjust them when you're using them, all that kind of stuff. It's not really intended for streaming music like a regular pair of earbuds, so that's not so great. But I did take a couple calls, and I will tell you, my wife, who calls me all the time, I say I'm talking in my head, answered the phone, didn't even realize, and was very impressed with the quality we got. Another common question I saw is like, how easy is it to use, maybe for more mature folks? And I have to say, it was very intuitive, very easy to work with. The app has big, clear functions, so it's easy to see, like restaurant mode, noisy mode, normal mode. Like, it was super easy to make those adjustments. I think anybody pretty much reasonably who is comfortable with a smartphone will be able to use these easily. Okay, so what's that negative I indicated, right? Because no product is perfect and everything's going to have a little bit of a drawback. So I would say the one drawback that I would say these have is they're not as customizable as my professional ones. So I can't impart to you enough. Like, you may be at the point where you're having a little bit of a hearing and you kind of a little bit don't know what to do. So you're thinking about these as a first step because you don't want to start with the audiologist and the expense of the professional pair and that kind of stuff. But the experience you get and the tuning you get when working with an audiologist is uniquely different than what you see with this. So while it isn't a giant drawback, I think you do need to know that these are amazing for what they are, and I'm so happy that they're out there and available to help people who are just starting to have those hearing problems and aren't ready to go to the audiologist and the expense of this, but want to be able to hear and not have those annoying, I can't hear you, or what'd you say again things. So I think that's fabulous, but they're definitely a little limited compared to a conventional set of hearing aids. Overall, I'm going to say my experience was completely positive with these. I mean, here, just so you could see again, I want to show you what they look like. So this is what they look like, just so you could see up close. Literally, I played with them for about a week now, gone back and forth between my hearing aids and these. There is no comparison, right? These cost bazillion times more than those, but it is stunning for what you can get on Amazon. The quality of what you get compared to these is pretty stellar. Like, you really can like move up your hearing game a lot with a much lower price point with a ton of functionality, right? You got those different hearing modes, you get the hearing test with it, all those kind of things, the adjustable volume, all those functions you get with the app with these. Really, I don't think you can possibly go wrong with these, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you, it is time to go see that audiologist, get a prescription if you're really there, or maybe you don't need a prescription, but I would definitely recommend get an opinion of an audiologist. In the meantime, if you want to get these, there is a link right here on the screen, or worst case, it's going to be down there in the description. I will tell you, it helps out the channel a little bit, doesn't cost you anything extra, so I'm going to say thank you in advance. We do appreciate that. Remember to like and subscribe, and feel free to put any questions you have in the comments. I'm happy to tell you what my experiences have been. If you have a question about that, anything you want to ask, go ahead, put it in the comments. I hope this has been helpful. We'll see you in the next video.